Welcome back to our episode. Ryan here with Chaos MMA. And today we've on, I should say, newly signed PFL fighter Dakota Ditcheva. Dakota, how are you doing?
I'm really well, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing great. I mean, how are you feeling right now? It got announced today, newly signed PFL fighter. Like, what's it like right now?
I'm super excited to be honest. I've been waiting ages to announce it because I've known for a while now. But I'm so excited to work with these guys. We've got loads of things planned together, so I'm looking forward to seeing what I can do with these guys, and then see how my career progresses with them.
Yeah, and when did you start to feel like, oh, PFL is going to be the move for me? Like, did it come at a specific point in the negotiations that, oh, this is going to be it?
I mean, yeah, we did have a chat about it, to be honest, with my
Yeah.
manager, my coaches, and stuff. And at the moment, I was kind of just taking one fight deals on different shows because I didn't want to get like, caught up in signing with the wrong promotion and then getting stuck. There was a few different promotions that I was going to go with, and I stuck with like the one fight deals, which worked really well for me. But then I think we were ready now to kind of dedicate myself to one promotion and progress in that before then obviously hit the UFC. Still is the plan in the future, but for now I'm so excited to work with these. They've got obviously good plans, so I fell on my feet with this one.
Yeah, and does it kind of feel good now that you are in a promotion with multiple fight contract instead of doing these one fight contracts constantly with the other promotions? Does it kind of feel better in a sense now?
Yeah, 100%. Like I was obviously just doing one fight like here and there, trying to get the different shows and stuff, and I was getting on the shows easy, but um it kind of, now I've got that bit of like stability of one show, and I know when I'm going to be fighting, and I know how many fights I'm going to have in the year. I can kind of schedule myself a little bit more, and I think mentally it'll be a little bit better for me. I'll know when I'm in camp and when I'm not in camp, and I won't just kind of be ticking over all the time until something pops up.
Yeah, it definitely seems like a great move for yourself. And speaking of the talks, how were the talks? Like, did you speak with other promotions? Like
Mm.
you said, UFC. Was UFC involved at all? Can you say anything about that?
I mean, yeah, I haven't actually spoke to UFC. My manager has spoke to people within that, and it was an option. Um, but but yeah, I think PFL just kind of the work. Sorry, there's a boat going past where I'm staying. um, yeah, at this point in my career, there was still a lot of progressing that I wanted to do. I'm only obviously 23 years old, and I think people don't hit the peak, or girls don't hit the peak until they're like 30. So I think signing with the UFC now would have been maybe a little bit too soon for me, I think. So the opportunity that came with the PFL contract and working with them guys was kind of something that I didn't want to let go. My plans can still change in the future, but for now I've got a really good 2-3 years ahead of me with these guys. So yeah, we'll just see what happens in the future with the UFC and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, you see fighters that are in like their high 30s, 40s that become champions. So, like, you're right with the peak thing and everything else. And is the goal
Mm.
now to show up August 20th, make a statement, and show that I'm here and I'm just only going to get better from here on out?
Yeah, definitely. This is like my time to get used to that big stage now, and I definitely think I'm ready for it. Obviously, I've come over here in America as well to train and prepare for that. So I'm going to be more than ready when I go back. I'm really excited for it.
Yeah, and you said you're in America. Speaking of being in America and everything, is this
Yeah.
something you planned out by yourself, or is this was something you planned out with your team to get the experience with all these great gyms, some of the best gyms in the world? Like, how is this all planned out?
Yeah, it's somewhere I wanted to come and train for a while. Obviously, I don't really work with that many girls at home. We have one other girl in our gym, but as for any others, I kind of just work with the boys all the time. So it's been nice to come over here and work with, female athletes rather than the males. But yeah, it's something I've wanted to do for ages. And at the time when I booked the trip, there was a lot going on at home. Like I was in a bit of a crazy headspace. So I felt like it was the perfect time for me to come out here. And obviously, I came out here as well on my own at first, which was a big thing for me because I wanted to like really step out of my comfort zone and push myself to that next level before obviously I hit the PFL and things start getting a lot harder now. So there was loads of things I wanted to work on myself, and obviously this trip happened, and then I feel like I've really grown as a person as well as an athlete over here. So it was definitely the right thing for me to do.
Yeah, it seems like this trip's so beneficial for yourself. And I saw you were at the gyms like Syndicate, CSA Gym. You're at
Yeah,
American Top Team now. Like these are some of the best gyms
yeah.
in the world. What have you learned so far, would you say, from all these gyms? Like, what is that like one thing you've learned that you're always going to take with you?
I mean, I've learned so much. I think
Yeah.
it's just the experience of being surrounded by people on the same journey, 24/7. Like at home, I'm still living like the life of working and, like trying to balance friends and a normal life. Whereas coming out here, it's kind of made me realize this is the life like I want to live. I just want to train all the time and be surrounded by people that are training all the time, just living in the gym and back home to eat and then back to training again. Like that is the life I want to live. So um yeah, that's what I think I've learned most about myself really, is that this is what I love, and I have really fallen back in love with the sport. I feel like I lost a little bit of it before I came out here, and that was one of the main things, to come back and just enjoy it and understand that this is actually what I love to do the most.
Yeah, and you said like you got the love back, like the love for the sport back in
Yeah.
this trip. Do you feel like eventually, maybe one day when you do get a little older, like you could be coming to one of these gyms permanently? Because I know you do train back home now. Like, do you feel like that could be a move in your future? How do you feel about all that?
Yeah, I mean, I always said before I came out here, oh, I don't want to live in America. I'll just go out and train there. And then as soon as I come here, I was like, I don't want to go home. Like I do not want to return back. I miss everyone at home. Obviously, don't get me wrong, but the life out here is so different. Like the sun, waking up and training when the sun's shining, like your vibe is completely different. And yeah, like I said, being surrounded by people that are all doing the same thing as you. I think sometimes it's hard for me at home. I feel like I get into a little bit of a headspace where I feel like I'm missing out a little bit. I'm watching my friends go out and stuff. And when I've come over here, I've kind of realised that going out at home is not actually what makes me happy. Like coming out here and being surrounded by people that are doing something I love, that I want to do every day, has like made me feel like it's not a chore. Like this is what I want to do. So yeah, I definitely think um moving over here is in my mind already. That's
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
you're training with all these great fighters out there, fighters that always
Yeah.
want what you want to, like they're all on the rise, like yourself. And speaking of the PFL debut, it seems like we're going to see even a better version of yourself since you're training at all these gyms. How cool is it that it is in London, though? Like, how cool is that?
Yeah, that was definitely something that sold me. I've been fighting abroad for my last 3, 4 fights or something. So to come home and be able to fight in London on such a big card is just is unreal. Obviously, Brendan is fighting from the UK, so that's massive. Like the whole of Manchester will be behind him. So I'm sure it'll be a great show for me to take part in.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a great show. Cannot wait for that fight card. And I always
Yeah.
ask everyone I have on, since you have an upcoming fight, Dakota gets it done by blank on August 20th. How do you see yourself getting it done on the date?
I don't really know. I haven't even watched my opponent, but you can always expect an exciting fight with me. I think, if the stoppage is there, I'll be taking it. If not, then you'll see a 3-round war or whatever else you'll get to see on the night. But you'll enjoy it either way.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to tuning in August 20th, guys. Going to be a great one. And last thing here, thanks again for your time. But not an MMA question. What's your favorite thing to do in America so far besides training? Like, what do you enjoy so much?
Oh, do you know what? I haven't really done that much,
Okay.
but the one thing I'm obsessed with over here is Dairy Queen ice cream, and that is
Yeah.
something that I've 100% had since being out here. So having a Dairy Queen has been like the highlight of my time.
Have favorite flavor? Did you get a favorite flavor yet of the Dairy Queen ice cream?
No, but it's just the one that they tip upside down that doesn't come
Okay.
out. I always get that one.
Yeah, nah, Dairy Queen is such a good ice cream. You can't go wrong with that.
Yeah,
I couldn't agree more.
no.
And for you, thanks again for the time. I do appreciate it.
Thank
And if you want
you.
to thank any sponsor, shout any social media, the floor is yours.
Yeah, of course. Thank you to PFL for coming on this journey with me. Thank you to my sponsors, Love Jim King, and obviously everyone at home that's made all this happen to this point. Super grateful for everyone and all the support. So thank you.
Yeah. Thanks again. Thanks again for the time. We'll
Thank
catch up
you.
soon. Good luck for the fight.
Thank you very much. See
Have a great
you.
day.